Hello, everyone. This is Studying the Bible, and I am Brother Bolin. This is a channel where we discuss current events from a biblical prophetic perspective. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard to get away from this. It's hard to get away from this debacle that occurred with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And I know somebody may be wondering, I have one of my other viewers would be like, man, don't talk about this anymore because it's very emotional for them. But I have to talk about this because this is not necessarily about Will Smith and Chris Rock as much as it is about what door that Will Smith's action was, what door he opened. In a previous video, I mentioned about how Will Smith may have opened a door, a demonic door in his action that would make it easier for other people to come out and assault comedians and so forth. Well, guess what? It's happening, just like I said it would happen. Apparently, rapper T.I., who I never hardly listen to his music, but I'm not going to get into that anymore. This is not an escape. This is not an attack against anyone's character. I want to show you what happened. I want to read to you what happened. Rapper T.I. got into a confrontation with another comedian at some kind of club or something they were at. So listen, I'm going to read to you a small portion of an article that I derived from ABL, which is Anthony Brown Logan's YouTube channel. Great guy. Subscribe to him. And I'm going to read a portion of his article, and we're going to get right into the discussion and show what I believe was a spiritual portal that has been opened, if you will, that would make this type of activity is going to make it more common. So here we go. Rapper T.I. confronted female comedian Lauren Knight on stage at an Atlanta comedy club over a joke about allegations against him and his wife. This comes on the heels of Will Smith slapping comedian Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. So I'm going to read another. The situation with T.I. and Lauren Knight started when T.I. decided to do a 30 to 45 minute set of his own. The bar is open mic, so he didn't really intrude on anyone's space by hopping on stage. To perform a set for that long is an open mic might be a violation of common courtesy, but not necessarily enough for any sort of confrontation. After he gets off stage, Lauren, who is also the host, goes into a bit about marriage before introducing the next comic. T.I. is apparently not finding Laura's jokes funny, and he then begins to heckle her from the crowd loudly. He uses foul language and repeatedly told her to remove her wig. This is according to Knight's words, witnesses' accounts, and even some surveillance video. Knight responds to the comments about her wig by saying, quote, "I'll take the wig off when you address the allegations," end quote. This was referring to the aforementioned mentioned sexual assault allegations against him and his wife that made the news. Her comeback was enough to spark T.I.'s fury. And I'm going to stop right there. And if you go to Anthony Brown Logan's channel, you can download the actual video of him if you want to do so. But this is exactly what I watched the video. And he literally, well, first of all, let me say something real quick. I don't listen to any of this music. As a born again believer, I don't listen to any of his music. When I wasn't a Christian, I didn't listen to his music. So this is not about his music or about him as a person, anything like that. I want to address what I felt would be the issue after the Will Smith situation, with Will Smith assaulting Chris Rock, the opening of a spiritual gateway, a spiritual portal, or whatever one you want to call it, or an avenue. I watched the video, and he's in the crowd heckling this comedian, calling all kinds of names, bees, and all this kind of stuff. And then he gets up, goes on the stage. I'm thinking that he's going to hit her. He walks up on the stage, and he grabs her like he's hugging her, like he's, but you could tell I just watched the video. You could tell from the video that he really didn't want to grab and hug her. He really wanted to hurt her, but he's in front of all these people. He really want. And see, this is what I was saying. I said this was going to happen. You're going to see more of this. And now what is going on now, a lot of comedians are afraid to come out or afraid rather to be comedians, if you will, because they're afraid of what they might say might offend someone or get somebody upset and angry, and they might want to come storm on a stage and assault the comedian. With something like that, probably won't happen that much, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of these, or at least I would say that may not happen, in the sense that a lot of these famous, popular comedians are going to have guards and so forth and security, so the security more than likely won't allow that to happen. But the point is that I believe the spiritual doorway has been opened. And remember what I quoted. Forgive me for like I got an allergy here. I quoted the Apostle Paul's words in 2 Timothy chapter 3 when he said, and I quoted this in the last video, 2 Timothy chapter 3, where the Apostle Paul said that in the last days perilous times shall come. And then he begins to name all the characteristics of the people in the last days. And guess what one of those characteristics were? A lack of self-control. The way the New Living Translation translates it, a lack of self-control. We're going to see a lot more people exhibiting a lack of self-control, an inability to control their passions, an inability to control their anger, an inability to control what's going on in their head. And with that situation with Will Smith showed a lack of self-control, but it also, I believe, opened the door to a demonic spirit that will be pervasive throughout the community, will be pervasive throughout the country, and it's going to spread. And more this is going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. But in my spiritual opinion, I believe that this is just the first of many incidents that may occur in the future. So you see what I said in the last, I predicted it, and it's happening. And the only reason why I believe, after having watched that video, he didn't go off as much as he could have gone off is because of the fact that he's T.I. and he know that these allegations of physical abuse would have made him look even worse. If you're being accused of physical abuse and you get up on stage and physically abuse a female comedian, that's going to only solidify the accusations. Just saying. So we open the door to spirit. See, this is what happens when you take God out of everything. You remove God out of the schools. You remove prayer out of the schools, and then you replace it with evolution. You replace it with the occult. You replace it with moral relativism. What do you think is going to happen? Not just in the schools, but everywhere. Look at the movies. I mean, look at the movies the way they were since the 1950s until now. Total unrestrained behavior in these movies. I mean, everything it's expressed in everything you see. Just about in the commercials, you can't watch a commercial without seeing some two men kissing or two women. It's just crazy. But the Bible predicts these things would happen. It predicts these things would happen. So in a sense, it's not bad news for Christians, to be honest with you, because the Bible predicted these things would happen, and that only proves the Bible to be true. See, nobody wants to talk about how true the Bible is. When we talk about Bible prophecy coming to pass right before our eyes, nobody wants to talk about that in the church. They don't want to talk about what the Bible is saying is actually coming to pass. Every now and then they might hit on it. They might hit on it every now and then, but for the most part, they're not going to really elaborate on it. It needs to be elaborated on. It needs to be expounded on. These prophecies are coming to pass right before our eyes. We need to be witnessing to our saved loved ones, because it's coming to pass right before our eyes. And I'm noticing something in the close of this video. I'm noticing something, that there's an intensifying of false religion and false ideologies that I'm seeing taking place among people like my family members and so forth, and how that they're being indoctrinated with different beliefs. And then this particular family member is trying to do the same with me. No matter what I do, no matter what I say to try to express to him, I have a different view, and I give him scriptures. He just completely rejects what I say. It shows you that spirit. The spirit of Antichrist is mounting up, because Satan has to get rid of everything that is godly. He has to get rid of everything that is pure. He has to get rid of everything that is holy in order for his son, the Antichrist, to make his entrance. He can't have all this good stuff going on. He can't have all this holy stuff going on. Got to make it. It has the groundwork has to be laid for him. The groundwork has to be laid. So I just wanted to say that to you guys. Look, I've left the link to this article in the description box below. You can go and read it on your own. And perhaps if you go to the ABL, Anthony Brown Logan, YouTube, you'll be able to find that video and see it for yourself. But once again, as I said in the previous video, the gateway, the demonic portal has been opened. But when Will Smith took that action and allowed his flesh, if you will, to rise up and didn't control himself, now the portal is open. And now we see rapper T.I. acting out on stage simply at a comedian, a comedian joking about his situation. I mean, that may set somebody up, but still, you should have some self-control. But see, what I think this doing is making it easier for more and more people to go off and get up off the stage, get out of the crowd and come up on the stage. Really? So we need to pray. We need to pray more now as Christians. We need to pray more now than we ever did, because this spirit is so pervasive that it can affect, I believe the spirit, demonic spirit, can affect Christians as well if they're not prayerful. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video, and subscribe. God bless you all, and see you again on Studying the Bible with Brother Bolin.